Hey everyone, it is Jo. This is a new series I'm going to do on natural mental health remedies that are found in nature. So this is looking at nutrition and diet to provide one of those multifaceted layers of vitality and wellness. So you hear me talk a lot about microenergetics, bioenergetics. You'll hear me talk about energetic health, cellular health, psychological health, spiritual health. Today we're looking at nutritional health. It is absolutely paramount. What you put in your body is going to have a direct and immediate impact on your overall sense of wellness. So today's introductory video to this new series is going to focus on magnesium. Magnesium, one of the most abundant elements in the universe, the eighth most abundant element, I believe. It's born in the stars under extreme temperatures, helium and neon fuse. We get this wonderful mineral that is life-sustaining. So magnesium, it's also what I call in my clinic nature's anxiolytic. So instead of relying upon some of those synthetic chemicals that are overly prescribed for anxiety, magnesium is something I often ask people to try before they go to the pharmaceutical companies. Now, again, this video is not to override any medical advice you have already received. If your doctor has prescribed something for you, then I'm not there to interfere with your medical advice. But I do urge you to look into the natural remedies that are freely available to us in the context of mental health. So let's get on with this. Magnesium. These are meant to be 5-minute videos, so I'm going to talk fast. So it is a mineral, an electrolyte in the body. It's critical for cellular energy production and regulation of blood sugar, which is why it's also implicated in diabetes sometimes, magnesium deficiencies in diabetes. It helps with the relaxation of muscles and tension. So if you think about anxiety, it's when you're really, really tense, isn't it? There's cardiovascular benefits from magnesium as well. Provides vascular flexibility, so really good for heart health. It's also implicated in the conversion of some neurotransmitters, so serotonin in particular, which is that mood chemical in our brain. It's also implicated in the lowering or the reduction of stress hormones and chemicals such as cortisol or adrenaline. So when we are magnesium deficient, you're going to see these sorts of symptoms. You're going to see fatigue, irritability, sleep disturbance. You're going to see that quick to react kind of response, that fight-flight system activation. You're going to see people with a very low window of tolerance. So they're going to be anxious and highly charged. They're going to be restless, perhaps have poor memory, certainly reporting insomnia and troubles getting to sleep, particularly that sleep onset disturbance, headaches, nervous tension. All these sorts of symptoms that mimic anxiety. You're going to see possibly increases in heart rate and blood pressure. So if you have some of these symptoms, you possibly are magnesium deficient. Now, the blood in our body is a transport medium. So when we get blood tests, it's not always accurate in the detection of magnesium deficiency. There's also tissue level deficiency. So things like Epsom salts, it's another natural remedy that is often prescribed for anxiety. Epsom salts are based on magnesium. And have you heard of the Epsom salt baths? These are ways where we not only just relax the body through the nice warm water, but the magnesium in the Epsom salts is thought to penetrate the tissue and provide a sense of relaxation. Magnesium deficiency is common in depression and anxiety. We see this a lot, and it's much more common in people with depression and anxiety than people that do not have depression and anxiety. So I always ask people about their diet and what they're eating. Now, often when I tell you the magnesium enriched foods, you tell me if you're eating these, because they are depleted in so many of the patients that I see. They are not eating their leafy greens, the nuts, the seeds, the legumes, brown rice, almonds. All right, other foods that have a high concentration of magnesium is soy milk, oatmeal, trying to think what fruits, guavas, quinoa, not a fruit, but black beans, Bananas, high in magnesium and potassium as well, which I'll do another video about. Kiwi fruit, grapefruit, spinach, avocado. So look, I probably could go on with some more, but the main point here is that a lot of the magnesium-rich foods are the foods that people are skipping. They don't like them, particularly kids. They're not eating these kind of foods. And we want to be able to see people having the recommended daily intake of magnesium, which is about 80 milligrams for 1 to 3 year olds, about 130 milligrams if you're 4 to 8, 240 milligrams, 9 to 13 years of age, and then about 360 up to 410 milligrams for 14 to 18 year olds. They say men should have a little bit more magnesium, but my advice is try and aim for 400 milligrams of magnesium a day. And I can pretty much guarantee that the majority of people that I see in my practice are not getting that. You also want to avoid foods that are calcium rich 2 hours before or 2 hours after intentionally eating magnesium rich foods, because the calcium can seep some of that magnesium. You want to avoid high dose zinc supplements. So it's not just what you add to your diet with supplementation, but it's also the combination and the contraindications that these different types of supplements can have. So avoid high dose zinc supplements if you're taking the magnesium supplements, and try eating the raw veggies instead of cooking them, and that's going to increase your magnesium intake as well. Okay, so the point of this video is magnesium. It's an abundant mineral. It is absolutely critical for our cells. It feeds directly the energy centers of our cells. When you've seen my other videos about cellular health, we need magnesium in our diet. If you are magnesium deficient, you are going to have a bunch of health conditions, but in the context of mental health, particularly the mood and anxiety conditions. So if you feel like anything I've said today has resonated with you, magnesium is available over the counter. Go grab some magnesium supplements, have one a day, watching those contraindications that I mentioned, and just have a look. Certainly increase your intake of those magnesium rich foods and just see what happens with your mood. I can tell you my experience is that it makes a lot of difference. Now, video 2 will be around iodine. I'm going to talk to you about iodine and the impact of iodine in your mental health wellness and in your diet. Okay, thank you for listening. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I wish you a happy and peace-filled day. Take care of yourself and each other. Bye-bye.